Okay, I'm here, and it's Wednesday, and it's Hump Day. And Hump Day is a great day of the week if you like Wednesdays. I don't know why you like Wednesdays better than the other day, but it's Hump Day! Knowing that you're about to get over the hump, or for some of you might be doing some humping today. I don't know. And when I say humping, I don't mean of sexual matters. I mean like might be taking a long walk or a long hike like they do in the military. You go on a hump. It has nothing to do with humping. Humping is, well, it is a humping in a way because you're going on a hump wherever you're going to go, and this is going nowhere. So anyway, good morning. Welcome to the show, and it's Wednesday, and there's some things that just popped up in the old Twitter feed. I don't know why I called it that, but anyway, and so we're going to go through some breaking news. There's some new news, old news. I kept it fairly current today with just things that were, well, I do it every day and keep it current. But I do have a couple things, though, that I'm trying to get through this archive. And, geez, it's just not going anywhere. So I might have to go to what I found, the original articles, even though I can't read them. But anyway, I hope you're ready for a lovely show today, as we try to do every day. I have my cup of reparations in the cup that my daughter made for me with a caricature of me on it. This is the old version. There's a newer version that she did that's even more realistic, but this one was pretty good too. This was her first shot at cartooning her dad. So, by the way, my daughter, besides having a baby, also does a really good cartoon thing, and I gotta find it. Maybe I can throw this up and a link to it. It's really good too, and let me see if I can find it here. She sent it to me, or maybe my wife sent it to me. Anyway, I'll link this someday. She has a little, like a cartoon strip she writes, and it's kind of based on her life a little bit, but it's very good and it's funny. And I was like, oh, this is really good. I'll have to share this. And she's a very talented individual. Anyway, so Hump Day, we'll get in the show. Johnny, play the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America. It's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, yours truly, PDawg Knight. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but I'm making money. See? Anyway, I was going to go into the Humpty Dance because someone mentioned that in the chat, but I'm going to stop right now before I already forgot the lyrics anyway. I stopped. I look funny. Make money. See, the other world's going to gather round. I'm the new fool in town. The hits being down by the underground. I drink up all the Hennessy you got in your shelf. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty. Rhymes with the umpty. And ladies know how I like to funk thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. So anyway, that's about as much as I know. I miss a word here and there, but I don't know the song that well. But anyway, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet, and welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel. It is Wednesday, Hump Day, the 16th of March, 2020, the 2-year anniversary of 5 days to slow the spread. But since I dedicated my channel to that topic yesterday, I'm just not going to do it. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about, well, I noticed that Dr. Fauci is trending. Dr. Fauci is trending today, and I thought, well, I'll go through that little trend thing, and then I'm going to laugh at, damn it, I didn't bookmark that Nancy Pelosi clip, which I wanted to play today, which is hilarious. Maybe we'll look for that too. But anyway, so I hope you're having a wonderful day. And before we get in the show, as always, I want to say good morning to everybody, because I like to do that. But I have to do a refresh this real quick because for some reason this is not showing up here right, and I need to make sure that it does. There it goes. And then we also have a sponsor this morning, so I'm very happy about that. Thank you, TexAG, and welcome back. This is very nice. How kind of you. Cheers to Grandpa PDawg. Well, thank you so much. I think that, and thanks for dropping a Tensmot via YouTube Super Chat, which I will put towards things to buy our little granddaughter. Little Coralie Catherine. Anyway, so thank you, and thank you for by the way, thank you for sponsoring the show. What the hell is going on there? There we go. So let's say hi to the gang and get it started because as usual I'm running a little late. Good morning. First in the chat today to Advocatus Diabli, who gets the bell. Thank you for being here, sir. Also, good morning to Aaron Meredith, Tyre Alexander, also Selecta Boys in the house. Yeah, boy. Also, good morning to James Colley. Boomer alert. Oh, that was me. I wrote Boomer alert. Happy hump day to you, sir. Also, good morning, Maddie. Also, Lord Stanhope, and let's see, Teresa the kid's here, night bright and early. Good morning also to Attack Alpaca, Tyler F, my favorite Canadian Jaeger ponies in the house. Also, good morning too. Is that everybody? That's kind of everybody, isn't it? And TexAG, of course, who sponsored the show already this morning. And this, thank you, Teresa, on the new baby. Yes, the new baby in the family, Coralie Catherine, who's home with her mother, and mom's taking, I think she's taking a month off, and dad's taking 3 weeks off. So they're going to have just a nice time at home. We're already cooking for them, though, because we had to go see the baby. And so Lady Boomer ingeniously decided that we would make sure that we cook some food. So we had a good excuse to go over to their apartment and go see baby Coralie. And gosh, okay, I will do a picture of the day. See, right now, I don't mind showing pictures of a baby because she looks like a baby, and a lot of babies look like babies, and it's because they are babies. And if you show pictures of babies, no one's going to recognize them out in the world because there's babies everywhere. But let's see. Let's do the picture of the day of Coralie Catherine. Oh, wait, not that one. Wait, where's the... Oh, no, not that one. Where's... let's see here. Did she... Nope, she sent that one. Dang it. I got some really, really good ones. Just... I can't remember who sent them to me. Oh, there they are. Ah, there we go. There is baby Coralie. Oh, kind of a reflection of the light there. That's a little better. There you go. There's baby Coralie, eyes wide open. So there you go. So let's get into the show because, otherwise I'll be just sitting here talking about baby Coralie all day, which I could very easily just talk about baby Coralie. Oh, some more people dropped in. Good morning. Who just dropped in? Renee Mayette, good morning. And also good morning to Nomad.
Stop. Hammer time.
All right. Good morning. Zelensky asking for a no-fly zone and begging for more aid from American taxpayers. Yeah, I saw that. In fact, we'll get into that in just a moment. But the first thing I just noticed, though, okay, this is trending on Twitter because since it is the anniversary of 15 days to slow the spread so that hospitals don't get overwhelmed. Dr. Anthony Fauci is trending. Oh my gosh, there's some, oh good God. There is a Dr. Anthony Fauci fan club Twitter account. OG Twitter fan club of NIAID's Anthony S. Fauci, MD, not associated with NIH or Dr. Fauci. This Twitter is purely for entertainment and standing purposes. Well, you are a sick mother. Let's see here. I'm just curious of what is showing up on this Dr. Anthony Fauci trending today. So let's see. Eli Klein, CNN reported at 3:50 p.m. Eastern time that Fauci claims we could have a new COVID wave due to mask requirements, other restrictions being lifted. How is this real? Oh, good God. Sir, you can step off a cliff for all I care. I don't care. Which is funny. That was yesterday. Is that the 16th? No, that's the day. 3:15 p.m. Oh, what? That must have been yesterday. Also, 2 years ago, Donald Trump made the most catastrophic decision of his presidency. This is Julie Kelly. Rivaling the worst decision by any U.S. president, taking the advice of Fauci and Birx to shut down the country in 15 days. My thoughts on this. I don't know. How do you say that word? Ignominious anniversary? Anyway. COVID-19. Remember these signs? Did you ever see one of these signs on the freeway? This is the article we read yesterday. See, I'm ahead of the curve. I am ahead of the curve, but this sign was that. Remember, did you ever see that? I remember seeing that. I remember seeing those signs, even though they didn't really restrict travel here in Minnesota. I remember seeing those signs. Also, just Dr. Rand Paul, he is a doctor, blast Fauci's and introduced an amendment to eliminate his position and prevent others from being health dictators in chief. Yes, we talked about that yesterday too. Let's see what else is going on under here. Oh, Terrence Williams. We're not gonna watch Terrence Williams, but he is kind of funny. Sometimes he's annoying. But Senator Rand Paul introduces an amendment which would eliminate dictator Dr. Fauci's position. And this is my favorite though. This is from March 14th. I see that Rand Paul is still mad at Dr. Fauci for being a competent and respected doctor. Well, first of all, competent, that's the jury's still out on that one. Remember, he fucked up the AIDS issue when that came around, and I would say that he's fair to middling on this one. I would say, well, less than middling. I'd say below what we would expect. I think he became a cheerleader for panic. That's what I think he became. And I don't know that he was ever really that reassuring. I think he got a lot of it wrong. He got some things right. I'm not going to say he got it all wrong, but still, ignominious. Okay, thank you. I can never say that word. Joy Reid. And that goes, oh, what does she say? Oh, does she have a thread about Dr. Fauci? What is this? Oh, see, now this is Joy Reid. She's so useless. She says, as far as I can tell, the MAGA pro-Putin argument boils down to one, Ukraine and the U.S. should have appeased him. Bullshit. Putin vibes with white Christian evangelical on gender stuff. Yay, Putin. What? Trump good, something Hunter Biden bad, Mexican border, brown people bad, killed. Well, the Joy Reid faction of political thought is Trump, Putin, Putin, Trump, Trump, Putin, Putin, Trump, Trump, Putin, Putin, Trump. That's all, and as opposed to Joe Biden fucked this up. I swore, damn it. Anyway. Okay. F Joy Reid. Don't care what she has to say. Anyway, who thinks Dr. Fauci is awesome? Oh, who thinks Dr. Fauci is awesome? All right, let's see what's latest on people talking about Dr. Fauci, though. I want to see, and I don't mean to do this, but it's just funny to me. You mean Americans are going to take care of our borders, inflation? Fauci and the fraudulent 2020 election, right? I don't know about that. I can't say that out loud on YouTube. I shouldn't have said it. I was finally thinking I could travel again with hubby without places asking for an unconstitutional vaccine passport. But here comes Heil Fauci spouting the need for a fourth booster. And who knows what's headed this way. Y'all can, some of y'all who want a fourth booster, feel free to shove it right up your buttholes. Because I'm still on 0. But I did take the precaution of having COVID and surviving, like more than 150 other million Americans. And I'm gonna pass on your freaking booster, you moron. But now it's funny because they are now acknowledging that people who've had the stupid may survive through other points of no return. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's stop talking about Dr. Fauci. I don't care about him. Let's get into what I really wanted to start with today. Oh no, did I do what I think I did? I sure hope not. Please go back to where I wanted to be, and I didn't. Damn it. Hang on, I gotta find it now. Silly me. Oh, I know what it was. So, the title of the show today is Facts. And I know how much you know, how much respect I have for the fact-checking industry. And because, because they're so, well, it's so important that fact checkers take care of the current administration. And so this morning when I opened up Twitter, there was a fact check. And oh, please let me find it, because I accidentally, where is it? Oh, here we go. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. The fact checkers are coming to the rescue of Kamala Harris, and Twitter has made sure that we see the fact checks because, well, because they have to protect this administration. That's all they do. Anything that this administration does, they try to protect them and make sure that they're okay, and make sure that we all know that the things that we see with our own eyes aren't really real. They're just ways for people to make this administration look bad. By the way, I'm still waiting for it. It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen. There's going to be a pundit that says Putin attacked Ukraine just to make Joe Biden look bad and so that he could help Donald Trump. I'm waiting for it. One of these pundits is going to say it, and I know it. I said this. When did I say? I said this even before they went into Ukraine, even though I wasn't really sure if they were really going to go into Ukraine, but they did. And I said at the time, some point someone's going to say that Putin attacked Ukraine to make Joe Biden look bad, and because he's doing it on behalf of Donald Trump. That's going to be the take. But anyway, let's go back to this fact check though, because Reuters today, now I don't know if you even saw the clip, but Reuters is doing a fact check. A fact check. I have to enunciate. A fact check. A clip taken out of context on social media actually shows U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris and Polish President Andrzej Duda laughing briefly at confusion over who should answer a question first between translations. Oh, is that what it was? Now, I don't know if they're going to... Here's the clip. Here's the clip about... Here, listen to this. Now, you got to watch it because this is... I'm not buying it. Listen to... First of all...
There does seem to be no end game in sight.
I'm gonna start over here. Let's start here and let's get this in the screen better. There we go. Now, here's the question and answer. This is the clip that they say is they're fact checking this. Okay, listen, watch.
And if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, President Biden has said that Americans will feel some pain for the sake of defending freedom and liberty, but there does seem to be no end game in sight. How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for?
This isn't even the one they're talking about, but listen.
this really sort of historic inflation and some unprecedented gas prices.
Listen to this answer.
Sure.
Okay, wait a minute. First of all, I don't even know why she looked over at him. Listen, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the question, and then I'll go to where she finally answers. Listen to the beginning of the question. It's clearly they know who's is being asked this question, because he starts out with the words.
And if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, President Biden has said that Americans.
Okay, if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, she didn't ask Duda here. Duda. He's asking her, and when they get done with the question, why is she looking to him as if he's going to answer the question? She says,
unprecedented.
And he
gas
says, "Go ahead."
Sure.
Of course, it was a question for you. Now listen to her answer. Unprecedented gas prices.
In terms of the discussions that the President, Johannes, and I had, they ranged in subject, including the issue of the Black Sea, and I'll let him explain in more detail as he would like. But we are, again, fully aware and apprised, because we are in constant communication with the President, with his administration here, about the concerns that they have about the entire region and, frankly, the vulnerability. All you have to do is look at the map.
This isn't even what the fact check's about. But that what? Okay, and to fully appreciate that answer, we're just going to listen just to the question again.
And if I can ask you, Madam Vice President, President Biden has said that Americans will feel some pain for the sake of defending freedom and liberty, but there does seem to be no end game in sight. How long should Americans expect? How long should we be bracing for this really sort of historic inflation and some unprecedented
questions about
gas
inflation,
prices?
unprecedented gas prices, and her final statement on inflation and gas prices is, just look at the map. But that's not even the. It's not even the file. Let's go look at the fact check from Reuters here. This is kind of funny. They do this twice. Okay, here's the fact check from Reuters. Social media users sharing a cropped clip of U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris appearing to laugh after being asked a question about Ukrainian refugees at the press conference with Polish President Andrzej Duda. However, look at the wider, unedited clip. Clearly shows both Harris and Duda laugh briefly at confusion over who should answer the question first between translations. Now let's watch this example that they have.
I wanted to ask you about some reporting that my colleague here in Poland noticed. He recently spoke with the mayor of the largest border town, who told him that the refugee system is essentially not set up for this, that it will collapse. It's an improvised system that can work for maybe 2 weeks, but not indefinitely. And I'm wondering what the United States is going to do more specifically to set up a permanent infrastructure. And relatedly, is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees?
Now,
and for President Duda, I wanted to know if you think, and if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees.
Okay. A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Really? What does that mean? What does that mean? The question, oh my God. They looked at each other. They did look at each other about maybe they did look at each other to see who's going to answer first. Who was the question addressed to? Kamala Harris, and then a follow-up question with Duda. Okay? They can look at each other. What is she laughing about? A friend in need is a friend in need. I understand they might have giggled
friend in need is a friend.
What does that mean? Okay, the end of the question.
Okay.
He's looking at her because he's looking at her like, answer the question. Now he's maybe laughing at her, but what is she laughing about?
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
What does that mean?
Okay, so
and laughing just now, and she's still laughing.
Szanowna pani redaktor.
And then oh my God. And then she defers to him. Okay, so what's the fact check here? Text in one post reads, why is Kamala Harris laughing when asked about Ukrainian refugees? Good question. I don't care what they're laughing at. She starts laughing for no reason whenever she has to answer a card question. Video press conference of March 10th, 2020. You can see it on YouTube here. Transcript can be seen here. At the 5:54:24 mark, NPR White House correspondent asked, I wanted to ask you about some reporting that my colleague here in Poland noticed. He recently spoke with the mayor of the largest border town who told him that the refugee system is essentially not set up for this, that it will collapse. It's an improvised system that can work for maybe 2 weeks, but not indefinitely. And I'm wondering what the United States, oh my God. I'm wondering what the United States is going to do more specifically to set up a permanent infrastructure. And relatedly, is the United States willing to make a specific allocation for Ukrainian refugees? Then added, and for President Duda, I want to know if you think if you asked the United States to specifically accept more refugees. The question is directed to the United States of America. And who's there representing the United States of America? The follow-up question is to the Polish president. So if they ask the question in the order, the United States question first, and then the Poland question second, okay, I can see them stopping for a second to make sure that he's going to let her do her answer first, but what the fuck is she laughing about? I mean, oh my God. I mean, it's not that she just laughs. She laughs for a second, but then just cackles on. What? End of the question.
Okay. A friend.
Look, and he's not. And what is the point of a friend in need is a friend in need?
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Okay, so this time.
What are you laughing about? Why are you still looking at him? Answer the fucking question. Oh my God. Anyway. Thank you, Reuters fact checkers, for coming to the rescue again. It just makes no sense, and she does it all the time. Anyway, maybe don't hit the bong before you press conference anymore. Yes, good. Good morning, Maniac Man. Oh, howdy, guys. Finally have a home net again. Oh, good. I'm probably back this time. Good. I don't understand. Good Lord, the woman's nuts. All right, now let's go through a bunch of random things. Now the biggest news of the day is that Ukrainian President Vladimir Zolensky addressed Congress this morning, or addressed the joint Congress. I don't know, via television, closed circuit, whatever they do anymore, internet. And so that's the biggest news this morning. Let's see. Oh my gosh, they must have added a bunch of stuff to this. Hang on. I'm going to scroll back up to the top because this is a big topic on the Twitter today. It is breaking news. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zolensky addresses U.S. Congress. Zelensky appeared virtually on Wednesday in front of the U.S. lawmakers to deliver remarks amid the ongoing war in Ukraine. In his address, he compared his country's present experiences to the incidents of Pearl Harbor and September 11th and asked for a no-fly zone. I don't know if you know the oh boy, that's a big ask. The Ukrainian president has given similar virtual addresses to other NATO allies where he called for more support. Keep it here for, okay. And so let's see, where they have the details here. We'll do the, in his address to Congress, Zelensky says Europe has not known such events in 80 years and compares the U.S. experience at Pearl Harbor. He says if the U.S. won't create humanitarian no-fly zone, they should send anti-aircraft systems to protect civilian lives. Real quick, thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Response to the show this morning. And Black Hebrew Israelite, you are the new Streamlab superstar sponsor of the day. Who says, a black Hebrew Israelite says, first half Indian woman, United States Vice President, needs the Polish man to answer a question about U.S. gas prices. His assistant tweeted, I hope she doesn't become president, then deleted it. Ouch, babe. This is what happened when the media only asks softball questions.
That's right.
Yes, yes. She is, she's woefully out of her league. And I someone the other day, I said something about something mediocre this, mediocre that, or mediocre people. And I'm like, oh, you mean like Kamala Harris? And this was on Twitter. And they're like, oh, please tell me what makes you think she's mediocre? And I sent the one clip of the question that they answered that when she was answering the question about, I think I was on some black radio show, black, whatever radio show, where she started giving the answer in like kindergarten. Well, there's a country called Ukraine, and it was attacked by a much bigger country that's right next door called Russia. And the bigger country attacking the smaller country is not fair. And that was basically her answer. That's not verbatim, but holy shit, what a terrible answer. Anyway, so Zelensky, let's see, should we do? Here it is. Zelensky to U.S. Congress. I call on you to do more. To do more what? You know what? I don't know. Oh, by the way, we're giving them like $14 billion, and then President Biden said we should give them another $1 billion. Oh my God, I don't know. 100 plus children have died since Russian invasion began 3 weeks ago. That's, Zelensky says, it's awful. It is awful. And if that's true, it's awful. I still don't know what our security interest in Ukraine is. Other than, then we don't have an alliance with Ukraine, and it's sad, and they need to figure some shit out over there, and Putin can go to hell for what he's doing. But I'm not sure what they were expected to do on this one. What was the other thing they said here? Biden expected to announce $800 million in a security assistance to Ukraine. $800 million. We've already allocated $14 billion, haven't we? I mean, what is he talking about? Let's see. He asked for more aircraft to defend against Russia. Oh, let's go the ABC story. Let's just go to it. Here's the story from ABC, because he invokes some iconic American words in this speech, but I'm not going to do the speech. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zolensky delivered a historic virtual address to Congress on Wednesday to plead with the U.S. to do more to help stop the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In a speech to Ukrainians earlier Wednesday, Zolensky called his upcoming address to Congress a speech from all of us, from each of our defenders, from each of our citizens, for the most powerful democracy in the world, for the state and the people who can do a lot to stop Russian aggression, to restore peace in our land. He said, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi introduced the Ukrainian leader and probably spilled her martini, and led members in chanting Slava Ukraini, or glory to heroes in Ukrainian. Glory to heroes, Zelensky repeated, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, members of Congress, and ladies and gentlemen, Americans, friends. I'm proud to greet you from Ukraine, from our capital city of Kyiv, a city that is under missile and airstrikes from Russian troops every day. You know what I can't figure out? So, Kyiv is under missile and airstrikes in the capital city. Do they have him hidden somewhere? I'm not sure. Have you noticed they it seems like they're bombarding a lot of residential buildings, things like that. Have they bombarded and this is a genuine question. I don't know the answer. Have they bombarded the Ukrainian parliament building or any of the government buildings? They keep telling us about how the Russians are targeting these residential buildings and apartments and hospitals and things like that. Have the Russians hit any military targets? Have the have the Russians hit any government targets? I'm asking. I'm not, this isn't a rhetorical question. I don't know the answer. I haven't heard of it yet. Have any of you? It's just weird. Anyway, in an emotional appeal, Zelensky asked Americans to put themselves in the shoes of the Ukrainians by remembering Pearl Harbor when your sky was black from planes attacking you. Well, even the people who were alive at the time, vast majority of Americans would have never noticed because Pearl Harbor is way out in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. And it wasn't a state yet. Was it? Hawaii wasn't a state. No, Hawaii wasn't even a state yet. Not that that matters. That's where our military base was, but our skies was not black from planes attacking us. Now, September 11th, yes, those were 2 airplanes that flew into buildings. But anyway, he says, remember September the 11th, the terrible day in 2001 when evil tried to turn your cities, independent territories on battlefields, when innocent people were attacking from air. Yes, just like no one else expected it. You could not stop it, he said. Our country experiences the same thing every day right now. At this moment, every night, for 3 weeks now, various Ukrainian cities, Mariupol and Kharkiv, Russia has turned the Ukrainian skies into a source of death for thousands of people. Now, Biden would be watching Zelensky's address to the degree his schedule allows. White House Press Secretary Jen. So the president of another country is addressing your Congress, and Jen Psaki says Biden would be watching Zelensky's address to the degree his schedule allows, and will give an address of his own afterward detailing what U.S. is doing for Ukrainian security assistance. That's weird. Why wouldn't the President of the United States be watching another president address his Congress? That's ludicrous that he wouldn't be. Oh, the Black Delegation has donated a deuce. Thank you very much, Black Delegation, who says, we, the Black Delegation, would like to trade her black half to the Indians, so she will be a full-time street shitter.
That's right.
We will be happy to take Mendy as an equal trade. I believe that might have been from Black Hebrew Israelite. Thank you, Black Hebrew Israelite. And you are still the Streamlabs Superstar Donor of the Day. And now you're on the screen. There you go. He was talking about Kamala Harris. Thank you. All right. Anyway, he gave something of a preemptive response and remarks to reporters on Tuesday while signing it. This is what Biden did. Gave a preemptive remark while signing the $1.5 trillion government funding bill, which includes $13.6 billion in supplemental aid to Ukraine. We have been providing anti-armor, taking out tanks, air capabilities directly to the Ukrainian forces. Yeah, we weren't directly doing shit, and we better not. And we're also facilitating significant shipments of security assistance from our allied partners in Ukraine, Biden said. With this new security funding, we're moving urgently to further augment the support of the brave people of Ukraine as they defend their country. While the U.S. has imposed a slate of economic and trade sanctions to isolate Putin, the Biden administration has flatly and repeatedly rejected a no-fly zone, as well as U.S. troops fighting Russia in Ukraine, and any help delivering MiG-29 fighter jets that Poland wants to get to the Ukrainians. Now, I still haven't figured this one out. Why are they asking us to deliver the MiG-29 fighter jets to Poland or to Ukraine? They're already over there. Just you deliver them. I don't get it. Oh, I remember, because because the United States was trying to convince Poland to give up the MiG-29s because we wanted to sell them our own jets, our old F-14s, and so they're getting Poland wanted us to come get their jets, take our jets there, and then to bring some new jets to them. Yeah, circle that wagon or puzzle or whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. You know the thing.
You know the thing.
Anyway, If you want to watch his lengthy ovation, he received a lengthy standing ovation. Is this the full speech?
To everyone of you in the Parliament of Canada.
Oh, he was also addressing the Canadian Parliament, and they could have just kind of somewhat muted him and just had the translation, but no, that's very messy way of doing it. Anyway, I really, oh man, I don't get it. But, we give them military aid. We've got $13 billion earmarked for them, which, as many on the left will tell you, hey, we could have spent $13 billion and put some homeless people in some shelters or some shit. But anyway, let's move on because I just can't do it anymore. Let's see. I don't need that one. I'll leave that one out. Oh, we've been talking about Kamala Harris. Did you hear the latest news about, well, wait a minute. First of all, I have a question. Do any of you, and maybe this will take a second. Do any of you in the chat know who Doug Emhoff is? Does anyone know who Doug Emhoff is? Are you familiar with that name? Just curious if you know who Doug Emhoff is. Do 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 do. Do 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 boom boom. Okay, Doug Emhoff is Kamala Harris's husband. He's the first man. I guess that's the first gentleman. I'm sorry, the second gentleman. Sorry, not the first gentleman. He's the second gentleman. That's what they're calling him instead of how you have the first lady and the second lady. Well, he's the second gentleman. Leon, what's up? The second gentleman, Doug Emhoff. And Doug Emhoff has tested positive for Stupid-19. Yes, he has. Yes, that is Mr. Harris. So it's interesting because people are not happy about this. So the White House, this is the thread by someone named Chris McGarrian. COVID-19 has entered the White House in a potentially significant way. Doug Emhoff tested positive earlier today. The Vice President Harris skipping this equal pay event that is about to start. She was with President Biden earlier for a bill signing. Harris has tested negative so far. Biden last tested negative on Sunday, according to the White House. Biden is speaking now at the equal pay event. He says, "This is the biggest crowd we've had since we've got here. The East Room is packed with people." Biden tells the crowd that Harris is skipping the event because Emhoff tested positive. He's feeling very well, I'm told. The White House has not said exactly when Emhoff tested positive. He had a public event, this is yesterday, had a public event earlier at a community center in Washington. There's no good time for Stupid-19 cases in the White House. But given Biden's trip to Brussels next week, it's a particularly delicate moment. Well, I don't know if it's that delicate because no matter what happens, the president will not pass from COVID if he gets it until February 1st, 2023. We've had this discussion before. Anyway, here's the scene earlier today. All these people around, no mask, Chuck Schumer looking like a schmuck, and Doug Emhoff, Vice President Harris, just tested positive for COVID. Harris tested negative, but is in the window when that could change, meaning that she could have it and could be infected. She stood next to President Biden and Democratic Hill leadership today. Biden is supposed to go to Brussels next week. So, and then the AP did a story on it. I'll put that in the tabs today. But the reactions of people is interesting because there's a lot of people very angry that this is happening. I can tell for you from personal experience, you test negative right up until you test positive. That's how it works, okay? At least they are transparent about this. Unlike the former guy who did not even say that he was positive and very likely symptomatic before he was hospitalized. Is that true? I could have sworn they said that they when they figured out he was positive, they said so. I'm just saying. Now, someone down here, they decided to, before there was a bunch of other tweets related to that, but they're not. Okay, never mind. Moving on. Let's see. There's the AP article if you want to read it. But yeah, he's tested positive, the first gentleman. Let's see. Oh, here's, let's see if I remember this one.
Things are going in.
Speaking of COVID, Trevor Noah has some questions. We talked just a little bit about Kyrie Irving. Remember Kyrie Irving, the player for the Brooklyn Nets, and couldn't play in the home game because he hasn't vaccinated. But even though they'll let vaccinated people come to the arena and be spectators, but they won't let him play in the game, but they'll let him sit on the sidelines in the arena while he's unvaccinated, right? So a lot of people are noticing this. Well, Trevor Noah, who has lately been asking a lot of questions, he's almost touching into that Jimmy Dore Russell Brand area where he's starting to ask questions. You're starting to go like, who the fuck is that guy? So listen to Trevor Noah talk about this particular situation. We'll put it full screen for you so you can see the glory of Trevor Noah. Listen to Trevor Noah talk about it.
US, things are going in the other direction. In fact, restrictions are being lifted so quickly that things are getting a little confusing. You know?
Yes.
Like, for example,
yes, they are. Yes.
Right here in New York City, Mayor Eric Adams has lifted the rule that you have to be vaccinated to attend indoor events. Okay, that's gone. But there is still a rule that you have to be vaccinated to go to your workplace.
So, indoor events, it's okay. No vaccine restrictions. Workplace, vaccine restriction.
So if someone's job is at an indoor event, they can't go to work, but they can show up to work to watch their colleagues do their thing.
Yes. This is this case with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, which is exactly what happened this weekend.
A big matchup at Barclays Center with the Nets taking on the Knicks, but Kyrie Irving, who's ineligible to play in the city for failing to comply with the vaccine mandate for city workers, he might
No, here's the other thing, though. He's not a city worker. He's not a city worker. No, this is part of the script. They want you to think he's waking up, so they'll listen to what he says. You always sprinkle a little bit of truth in with the propaganda. Oh, well, now there, if I were watching my friends over at the Hotep Nation, I would say you got your kufi on tight.
Stolen the show. He attended the game as a fan and watched his Nets win from the sidelines. He paid for a ticket, just like a regular person.
Yeah, guys.
Okay, yeah, and okay, so
I don't care, like, how COVID compliant you are. Shit like this makes zero sense. Can we agree on that?
Oh, very good, very good.
So Kyrie can go inside,
nice to see you
not
noticed.
wear a mask. Even hug a teammate,
nice
but
to
he cannot
see you
play.
noticed.
I don't get it. Why? Does the ball have a weak immune system? What's going on? I mean, it's crazy. Just
okay, so Trevor Noah is starting to figure shit out, and it may very well be so he can go back later and say, "Oh, see, I am like I do have a brain. If I only had a brain." Moving on, Chuck Dodd had a little interesting back and forth with former Attorney General Bill Barr, and he didn't like it that Bill Barr said something bad about the left. So this is just for shits and giggles, I guess.
That is a mark of a lot of totalitarian leaders, authoritarian leaders. They want to be surrounded by people who tell them what they want to hear.
As if Joe Biden has a lot of people around him right now. They're talking about Trump, by the way. As if Joe Biden has a lot of people around him that are telling him things that are different than what the other handlers are telling him, because all the handlers are running the show.
We're dealing with this with Putin right now. Does that not give you pause about his ability to ever be commander-in-chief again?
Well, I don't support his renomination, to be nominated as the standard bearer in 24, and I'm going to support somebody else.
No, I understand that, but you sort of shocked a lot of people because you spent a lot of time in your books painting this person as unfit for office.
Well, I also...
and making it clear that he himself, that he's got temperamental issues, he's got character issues, and yet you would risk
wait for it
that again?
He's going to
over
upset He's
over
going to
Joe
upset
Biden?
Chuck Todd.
Well, I think there are a lot of American people right now that might prefer having him back in office than what we see under Biden.
But I'm talking about you've had firsthand account. You saw it up close.
Right. Well, I think elections are binary choice, and and unfortunately, sometimes it's choosing the lesser of two evils. I believe that the progressive wing of the Democratic Party is dangerous for the United States.
You keep saying, you've said this quite a bit. It's an uncomfortable thing to hear from somebody who was needing to provide equal justice under the law as Attorney General. Because you said it while...
What? What does that have to do with anything?
You're Attorney General. You really think the left in this country is somehow more dangerous than some issues around the world? I mean, you feel like...
No, I just said in terms of the leadership of the country, I think they would be a dangerous choice for the United States.
So anyway, the Chuck didn't like that. Didn't like that answer. All right, I'm going to move on. You can read the article in Red State if you'd like. I'll move on. Let's see. Oh! Now, the other day we were talking about the propaganda thing, and I know some of you may have already seen this, but I'm finding I have to laugh because remember the Biden administration brought in a bunch of TikTokers to help to influence the world. Now remember, this is known as propaganda, to influence other people in the United States about what is going on in the inflation. So they brought in this young lady. Now, this young lady is going to explain inflation to us, and then I'm gonna get a counterpoint from someone who is, well, you'll see in a minute. But anyway, so this young lady is a brilliant. I think she's a Nobel-winning economist from Harvard to explain why gas is so expensive. Now, let me know if you think this sounds like, well, I'll let you decide what this sounds like to you.
Why is gas so expensive, and why is the United States inflation rate at a 4-time decade high? I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas down the street is $7 and...
Whoa, wait a minute. Did she just say, I had the opportunity to ask the White House why gas was so expensive? Really? You mean they didn't summon you to give you an explanation, to tell you what to say on your TikTok video? Because usually this girl is basically in scantily cladded clothes and whatever. She's usually showing off the units, right? That's what she usually does on TikTok. But all of a sudden, she is a Mensa member talking about economic theory.
Here's what they said.
Here's what they said. You're just going to tell us what they said. Well, what do you think? Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. They wrote you a script because you don't really think.
The obvious reason we're getting out of a 2-year pandemic, when use goes up, price goes up.
Oh, that's obvious, except we were in the pandemic, and for a year the prices kept going down because we were still producing plenty of oil, and the demand was down, obviously, but doesn't mean the demand going up when people come out of the pandemic is going to cause it to go up if you're still producing plenty of whatever you call it, fuel, oil, whatever.
But the call was predominantly about Ukraine and Russia, so how does that relate?
Oh.
Russia is one of the top 3 producers of oil, and it is actually their number 1 revenue source.
Yes, Russia does produce a lot of oil. And, but would it go, is this because of the speculators? Does she know anything about that? How the price of oil goes up and down? She's just telling you what the White House said. It's Russia's fault.
Now, with Putin starting this horrific fight between Ukraine and Russia, nobody wants to...
Now, she seems very distressed about this horrific fight, doesn't she? She looks like someone who just seems just completely distraught about this. And anyway.
Work with him and do international trade. So with people being scared of war and limited resources, prices are bound to go up as well. For the people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas.
Oh, now here's something for people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas. Listen to her advice. Listen to her advice. Fortunately, we haven't gone above 4 yet. Here, listen to her advice for people who cannot afford $7 for a gallon of gas.
There's an app called Gas Buddy that shows you the cheapest gas near
you. Just pick up your Gas Buddy and you'll find it at $2.26 a gallon, like it was three years ago. Just pick up a Gas Buddy, and then if you can't afford $7 gas, you might be able to get it for $6.99 a gallon. There you go. That's the Gas Buddy is the answer to all our problems and inflation and everything.
As well as a link in my bio to donate to the misplaced refugees.
Oh my gosh. And you can donate to the poor refugees through her TikTok video.
What?
Thank God that they brought out the TikTok propagandists. But if you want reality, well, if you want reality, here's an answer.
Why is gas so expensive?
Hang on a second, because we'll do it a little better here. We'll do a little better. Chrissy here decided to rewrite the video, and she might be right. Let's check Chrissy's version. Now, notice Chrissy made it for a second. You can barely tell them apart because Chrissy dressed just like the other girl. Hasn't as much work done, but let's listen to Chrissy's answer to that video.
Why is gas so expensive? And why is the United States inflation rate at a 4-time decade high? I had the opportunity to be propagandized by the White House and asked them why gas down the street is $7. And here's what they should have said. The obvious reason: the Biden administration has implemented policies that curb oil production in the US.
Yes.
So when Biden's regulation goes up, oil production goes down. But since we're doing this game where we blame Putin and Russia, I asked, how does that relate? Since Russia is one of the top oil producers and the US doesn't want to be energy independent, we have to import oil from Russia. Now, since Putin has started this war between Ukraine and Russia, people who aren't morons realize we shouldn't be relying on foreign dictators. So, with people being scared of war and limited resources, prices are going up because we rely on foreign dictators instead of ourselves. For people who can't pay $7 for a gallon of gas, there's an app called Stop Being Fucking Poor and Buy a Tesla, as well as a link in my bio to donate to TikTokers who are in desperate need of a quality education.
Oh, greatest response video ever. I love that. Anyway, all right. Thank you, Tyler Alexander. Tyler Alexander. Oh, no, I can't do that because Black Hebrew Israelite is. But anyway, Tyler Alexander, thank you so much for sponsoring the show. 223. Oh, it's a sponsor. It's a sponsor. I have to get some sponsor music. Let me find some sponsor music. We're going old style Motown, kind of laid back today. Here we go. Today's sponsor is History. Hello, I am History. Listen to me, and I will ensure your success. Ignore me or try to rewrite me, and you will only doom yourself. I exist as a safeguard against the mistakes that create me, a blueprint of the successes that made me. History, longtime sponsor of the PDawgKnight Channel. All right, well done. Thank you, Tyler Alexander, for another great ad, as you always do. All right, let's move on. What else? We got rid of, let's see, we got rid of this. Oh, and this is, now, we have another just quick video here because there's, I don't know if the fact checkers have gotten to this one. They did a fact check on whether or not that video of Kamala Harris laughing inappropriately at whatever the hell she was laughing at, if that was, if that was real or not. Well, I also think they need to come and fact check this video. Listen very carefully. I'm not even going to tell you what's in it. Let's see if the fact checkers fact check this.
So I will say what
I know. By the way, this is the the Democratic National Committee General Session and remarks by Vice President Kamala Harris. Let's see if they have fact checked this.
So I will say what I know we all say, and I will say over and over again. The United States stands firmly with the Ukrainian people in defense of the NATO alliance. So I will say what I know we all say, and I will say over and over again. The United States stands firmly with the Ukrainian people in defense of the NATO alliance.
What the hell? Wait, whoa. Did they fact check that? Sorry, I didn't put it on the screen. Wait a minute.
So I will say what I know we all say, and I will say over and over again. The United States stands firmly with the Ukrainian people in defense of the NATO alliance.
Wait a minute. Firmly with the Ukrainian people in defense of the NATO alliance. Thank you, Septus Wolf and Jaeger Pony and Lord Stanhope. Ukraine is not a member of NATO. So just I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. All right, I got a lot to get through, so I got to go through these faster now. And we did the video. Oh, there it is. There's the the video of VP Harris in Polish prison due to laughing at press conference has been misrepresented. Fact checkers say, isn't that special? Oh, PolitiFact did one too. Kamala Harris did not laugh at Ukraine. Okay, the exchange in question came near the end of a 48-minute press conference when an NPR reporter asked the final question. After the reporter had stated her question, Harris and Doodle looked at each other. Harris said, okay. Doodle laughed. Harris said, a friend in need is a friend indeed, and laughed. And then Doodle began his answer because she didn't know how to answer the freaking question that was addressed to her. Stop it. Stop it. All right, we already got Emhoff test positive. Why did these double up? I think maybe I did something wrong. Anyway, now the Senate, the United States Senate, has voted to repeal the CDC mask mandate for public transportation. 8 Democrats voted in favor of Rand Paul's resolution, and only 1 Republican voted against it. And of course, it was Mittens, good old Mitt Romney. Here's the story in the Daily Caller. The United States Senate passed a resolution on Tuesday that would end the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC mask mandate for air travel and public transportation. The resolution, spearheaded by Republican Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, picked up bipartisan support with a 54-40 vote because they're afraid to vote against it. And Mitt Romney probably won't be reelected anyway. The vote comes after the Transportation Security Administration announced Thursday that they would extend the current mask mandate for public transportation through April 18th. 8 Democrats voted in favor of Paul's resolution, and only 1 Republican voted against it, Utah Senator Mitt Romney. Today, the Senate said enough is enough and sent a message to unelected government bureaucrats to stop the anti-science nanny state requirement of travel mask mandates, Paul said in a statement after the vote. Good. Now, will this make it to the House, and will the House vote for it? Good question. I mean, they take if the mask mandate's out of the House, right? They don't have to wear masks in the House of Representative chamber. You don't have to wear masks in restaurants. You don't have to vaccine passports in New York City. Why in God's name do we still need a mask mandate on travel on buses, trains, and airplanes? And particularly since the air quality on an airplane rivals that of an operating room. It has the airplane filtration systems are probably the best in the planet. And I'm just saying. Anyway, good morning, Don Julio. All right, moving on. Let's see what else is here. Oh, we did the Trevor Noah already. We just don't know what's going on with him. I did that twice too. Did I double up all these? This is crazy. All right, let's go here. Oh, this makes me sick. Okay. So, you know how this is good. So, you know how war is really good business for news media. Well, this is ABC News. This is ABC News. promoting their upcoming special report, I guess, or on Hulu, about, well, two men, Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Zolensky. George Stephanopoulos takes you behind their paths to power and what comes next in Ukraine. Now streaming on Hulu. Here's their
everyman.
Here's their trailer. They
thought he was God.
He's now one of the most vilified men.
They're treating this like a boxing match.
He is the Tom Hanks of Ukraine.
Okay. It's like this promotion is like, it's like they're promoting I don't name a couple boxers. It's like they're promoting a boxing match. It's so
nice
weird.
Jewish boy, who's 5'7", is showing up this KGB agent in the Kremlin.
I mean, it's
Americans who see Russia and you not only as a rival, but an unfriendly adversary.
Two men at war.
Which Vladimir will take over.
Okay. War is very, very good for media. They love this shit. Moving on. And speaking of which, now see, this is CNN. We have the Russians going into Ukraine, and we have, worries about world war, right? We're worried about world war. And, and so CNN is doing a special report. This is amazing. This is CNN. Threat assessment experts. Okay, experts. You know how they get experts, right? Experts. I wonder who these experts are. Highlight the danger posed by involuntary celibate men. Yes, they're worried about incels. Now, it's fascinating. On Friday evening, November 2018, a 40-year-old Scott Byerly signed up for a hot yoga class in Tallahassee, Florida, and told the receptionist he would wait outside. When the class began, Byerly grabbed his ear protection and a loaded gun and walked into the classroom and opened fire. He killed 2 women, injured 4 others, and then turned the gun on himself. Now, why are they bringing up this incident from 2018? Anybody? Why they're bringing up this incident from 2018? This is a tragedy, by the way. I'm not belittling the tragedy that happened at this yoga place, but where people are dying in cities all over the place. What? I'm not even going to go there. I'm not. Police, through the course of the investigation of the incident, discovered a long history of hatred towards women, sexual assault allegations, and homophobic and racist comments. Now, threat assessment experts with the U.S. Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center are using the Tallahassee murder-suicide to bring greater understanding to the threat posed by so-called involuntary celibate men, often referred to as incels. Okay, the day today is March 16th. This was on March 15th, 2022. And this incident in 2018 has the Secret Service talking about incels 4 years later? And the threats they pose? The term incel is often used to describe men who feel unable to obtain a romantic or sexual relationship with women to which they feel entitled. Oh, do they? I don't know. I've never been an incel. I don't. Okay, no, we're not going to talk about that either. According to researchers in a new case study report released Tuesday, 4 years after that event, and it's weird. But anyway, they're going on this big thing about incels. So is this going to be the new FBI thing? I just, how about just the threat posed or danger posed walking down the street in any major city in the United States right now? Because crime is really up, and I don't think that the crime is brought on by incels. There's a big incel crime wave in the United States right now. And of course, what matters? Do you want the latest news in U.S. politics summarized each day from CNN? Hell to the frickin' no. I'm sorry that I find that really funny that the threat assessment experts, really, the United States Secret Service is wasting time on this? I'd be much more worried about things they're supposed to worry about, like, counterfeiting money and protecting the president and people who work in the White House and former presidents and everything like that. Good Lord. All right. Now, this is still not moving up in the queue, and there's this one. That's really crazy. Anyway, I'll do those later. All right, we'll quick through. Apparently, now I'm jumping back and forth a lot because I don't have these in order today because like I said, I got here a little late. But anyway, so there's supposed to be peace talks between Ukraine and Russia, and apparently Ukraine has rejected them, a proposal to become neutral like Sweden, and demands guarantees that international forces will prevent attacks in the future. Now, this is weird because in the same day, I think President Zolensky also said that there is absolutely no way that Ukraine could join NATO either. So this is an interesting development. Ukraine today rejected a Russian peace talk proposal to become neutral like Sweden or Austria, and instead demanded guarantees that international forces will prevent attacks in the future. Ukraine is now in a direct state of war with Russia. As a result, the model can only be Ukrainian and only on legally verified security guarantees, its top negotiator Mikhailo Podolyak said in comments published by President Vladimir Zelensky's office. He called for a legally binding security agreement and signed international papers signed by international partners who would not stand aside in the event of attack on Ukraine as they do today. The Kremlin earlier Wednesday said that a neutral Ukraine along the lines of Sweden and Austria was being discussed at talks with Kyiv to end 3 weeks of fighting in Ukraine. And I think they have I think they have a legitimate concern there, because remember, NATO is put together to basically be the fight against the Soviet Union. And I'm pretty sure that Russian perception, just the general public Russian perception, is that NATO is a country that wants to go to war with Russia. So why would you want NATO on your border? And why wouldn't you want a country that borders, is probably the largest European border to Russia, and that separates Russia from the nearest NATO country that is on that border, except for the two that border NATO. Why wouldn't they want that country to be neutral? I understand that. I don't think they needed to attack Ukraine to get that agreement, but I can understand kind of the sentiment there. But like I said, their tactic is fucked up. But anyway, his comments came after Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said neutrality was taking center stage at the talks, and that Moscow and Kyiv were close to agreeing to the wording of an agreement on neutrality. Yesterday, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky said his country must accept that it will not become a member of NATO, a statement which was expected to pave the way for some kind of peace deal with Russia. The two sides have several rounds of negotiations aimed at finding common ground and bringing the hostility launched by Russian leader Vladimir Putin in late February to a halt. So, interesting. Okay, so they're not going to be part of NATO, but they will not guarantee that they'll always be neutral. Interesting. All right, moving on. Here's some. I just found this funny, and funny in a way, like funny, strange, funny, sad in a way. And the Americans for Tax Reform just are going to be putting out lists of earmarks as they go through this bill that was just passed, this $1.5 trillion omnibus bill to keep the government running. And so the Americans nationwide must now pay for the following pork barrel earmark shoved into the 2,700-page omnibus spending bill. Here's some of the earmarks here's some of the things that if you're an American, that your tax dollars are paying for. $3 million for the Palo Alto History Museum, which will showcase the legacy of innovation and remarkable heritage that are unique to Palo Alto. The city is highly affluent and home to 9 Forbes 400 billionaires. Why can't those motherfuckers pay for that shit themselves? That's not exactly what it says, but it's close, okay? Here's one, $142,500 for Las Vegas bike share bikes in the United States budget. The program gives you access to some of the best restaurants, shopping, and attractions in Las Vegas. Well, thank God the United States of America is funding bikes in Las Vegas. Thank you, Rod Line, for sponsoring the show. Appreciate you very much. But the Dawg Knight, almost $2, said, hey, we just invaded you. Please be neutral now. Yeah, that does sound kind of weird too, doesn't it? But okay, okay, you got me on that one. That's a good point. But still, they should have done it a little bit different way, I think. All right, more. Here's one, $800,000 for artist lofts in Pomona, California. $3 million for a Gandhi museum in Texas. $496,000 for a local swimming pool in Yonkers, New York. These are federal tax dollars, mind you. $3.2 million for a local bike path in Rhode Island. $2 million for reducing inequity in access to solar power in Delaware. There's inequity in access to solar power? Really? Wow. $2 million for new soccer fields in Anaheim, California. $500,000 for a ski jump in New Hampshire. $150,000 to collect body mass index data school-wide and use that information to encourage young people to stay physically active in the Northern Mariana Islands. You know, I think that sounds a little fat-phobic. Moving on, $500,000 for a soccer field in New Jersey, $488,000 for the township of North Bergen, New Jersey for municipal traffic calming. Is that like to reduce road rage? I don't understand what traffic calming is. $750,000 for a baseball field in Lowell, Massachusetts. $209,000 for a creative village affordable housing and studio complex for artists in Decatur, Georgia. I mean, how many, for $209,000, you can barely build a studio apartment right now. Anyway, $1.1 million for soccer complex facility improvements in Rhode Island, $400,000 for local bike trail in McAllen, Texas, $1.6 million for equitable growth of shellfish aquacultural industry. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait, I'm trying to say this again. $1.6 million for equitable growth of shellfish aquaculture industry in Rhode Island. What the actual fuck does that mean? I'm swearing. All right, let me get through the last of this and we'll get out of here. In the New York Post and the New York Times, they apparently, remember Governor Cuomo was killing all the grandmas and whatever in New York? Well, apparently, what the hell did I just do? The hell is that? Uh-oh. I wonder if I can... Hang on a second. What the hell did I do? Hang on a second here. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, that's the right one. Where is it? Oh, did I move that up? Wait. Oh, that's what happened. I see. I don't even know how I did that. Jeez. There we go. Fix that. All right. New York Health, both in the New York Times and the New York Post. Unfortunately, the New York Times one is, I'm pulling up the archive and I can't. So here's the New York Post version. New York state health officials undercounted COVID nursing home deaths to boost Cuomo's narrative, according to the comptroller. State Health Department intentionally misled the public about the number of nursing home deaths from COVID-19 to help burnish former Governor Andrew Cuomo's reputation before a sexual harassment scandal forced him to resign in disgrace, according to a blistering comptroller audit released on Tuesday. The auditors found the Department of Health officials undercounted the death toll by at least 4,100 residents, and at times by more than 50%, allowing Cuomo to repeatedly and falsely claim that New York was doing a better job than other states in protecting highly vulnerable seniors, the report says. While the department's duty is to act solely to promote public health, we determined that rather than providing accurate and reliable information during a public health emergency, the department instead conformed its presentation to the executive's narrative, often presenting data in a manner that misled the public, the report says. In a prepared statement, Controller Thomas DiNapoli called the audit findings extremely troubling. Wow. As if we didn't know this beforehand. Now they just need to do Michigan, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. It's kind of fucked up. In Ohio, Governor Mike DeWine has signed a law ditching concealed carry permit requirements. Basically, Ohio is becoming a First Amendment state. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed a law on Monday ditching the state's concealed carry permit requirement for citizens carrying privately owned firearms, effective in approximately 3 months. Senate Bill 215 will allow for the concealed carry of legally owned firearms by citizens aged 21 and older without a permit, according to the Columbus Dispatch. Additionally, the bill will get rid of a concealed carry training requirement, as well as ditch the requirement that citizens must inform law enforcement officers when they are armed. Now, while there's no longer a law requiring citizens to inform law enforcement officers when they are armed, I still think it's a good idea to do that, just from a safety standpoint, especially if you're stopped by the police for any reason. I think it's important that you let the officer know, hey, I do have a legal owned gun that is concealed, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Hello, CNN sucks. Did you see the New York City boos the unelected governor at Rangers game? I think I have that in the, do I have that here? I had it. What did I do with it? Oh, wait. No. No, I know they booed the governor, though. I don't have that anymore. Thanks for asking, though, CNN Sucks. Hey, welcome back, CNN Sucks, by the way. I haven't seen you around in a while. So now it's funny because in that article we read about the incels that CNN is so concerned about, that experts are talking about based on an incident in 2018. One of the replies in the tweets about that was, while Ohio passed the right to carry concealed weapons, what the fuck? But anyway, people who are legally carrying guns are generally pretty responsible. It seems to be the people who have guns that they carry illegally are the ones who are the problems. All right. All right. Oh, it's already time. Well, let me just go through the last headlines and tell you what's going to be in the tabs. There's only a couple left. The Secret Service says it does not have Hunter Biden's emails from some years, but his laptop says otherwise. Just the News found on laptops seized by FBI dozens of emails which presidential son coordinated travel corresponded with agents on his protective detail. Days ahead of his trip to Mexico in spring 2011, Hunter Biden got an email from a Secret Service agent coordinating his protection detail. Hunter, when you have some time, I'd like to discuss the Monterey trip with you. Secret Service agent Yvonne Cristoforo wrote then Vice President Joe Biden's son on April 28, 2011. I have some specific information to provide you that we received from our Mexico City office, she added. I know you're out of the office this evening, but if you could contact me at your convenience, I would appreciate it. Secret Service records show Hunter Biden, in fact, took the trip with agents protecting him between May 15th and May 17th, 2011. The email contained on Hunter Biden's laptop, now in FBI custody and reviewed by Just the News, may not seem that significant at first blush, but it has a significant meaning to Senate investigators. Why? Because the Secret Service, after years of delay, told GOP Senators Chuck Grassley of Iowa and Ron Johnson of Wisconsin last month the agency has been unable to locate any emails or other records showing its agents' coordinated travel for Hunter Biden. The Secret Service worked extensively with your committee and agreed to search parameters provided by your office as to identify communications regarding Mr. Biden's travel. Secret Service Director James James M. Murray wrote to the senators on February 14th. These search parameters did not yield communications in the year 2010, 2011, or 2013. So in other words, they hid it because people who are going through the information that they got from the laptops, they're there. So for whatever reason, the Secret Service is hiding emails from Hunter Biden. All right. You can read the rest of that later. Oh, and Jill Biden had to correct Joe Biden after he called Kamala Harris the first lady. Here we go, just real quick. Oh,
I was going to say, look at this stage, but that's enough too. Look at the stage. But there's been a little change in the arrangement of who's on the stage because of the first lady's husband contracting COVID. But look at this room and what you see. Pardon? That's right. She's fine. It's me. That's not together.
Oh, no shit, you're the one that's not together. Duh. Anyway, now look, that's just a little gaffe that can happen to anybody. It doesn't happen to Joe Biden more than anybody else. Well, I'm lying anyway. All right, that's it, gang. I gotta call it a day. But what am I doing here? Good God. Thank you all for being here today at the Morning Night Live. And let's hope and pray that what's his name? Emmer. Let's hope that he doesn't spread the disease around the White House, and that Kamala Harris and the president and everybody else do not get any serious cases. I mean, if they get it, they might get it, but they're probably going to be fine. They're fully vaxxed. They're doubly boosted. The president probably has, he's probably got track marks by now because they boost him so much and they test him every day and blah, blah, blah. So I'm not so concerned about them, but let's just hope that, and look, he's the, let me put it this way. Regardless if I like the guy or not, regardless if I agree with the single policy, regardless if I think he's a drooling dumbass, he's still the president of the United States, and I do not wish any harm to the president of the United States. Resign, maybe? I don't care, but I do not wish him any harm. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for today for the Morning Night Live. Thanks for being here. If you haven't done so yet, hit the like button, because I just got to remind you before you go. And also, reminder, all these articles and tabs and whatever links, whatever, will be in a single link in the description. I will update that during the outro. So if you hang around during the outro until I say, hey, the link's updated, I'll also put a link in the chat. Please share the stream before, during, after the stream. If you're watching on replay, put a comment in the comment section. And thank you to our sponsors today. If you want to sponsor the show, by the way, Streamlabs, 24 hours a day, Venmo, Cashapp, that all is in the information down below. During the show, Streamlabs, which is PDawgKnight.live, or YouTube SuperChats, if you don't mind giving Susan 30%. Thank you for those who sponsored the show today. Tex AG, thank you very much. Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
And Mr. Rod Line and Tyra Alexander, thank you for sponsoring the show today. Black Hebrew Israelite, you are the Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thanks, everybody in the chat, everyone lurking, everyone watching our replay. Have a great day. My name's Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here. Bye. Bye. Hey, this is Dawg Knight, and thank you for watching today on the Dawg Knight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm Dawg Knight, and I'm out of here.